we are. In this episode, we're going to get back on the 82 Cutlass. I'm actually going to call it Blueberry. I know. It's blue. It's Blueberry. Still got WD-40 shine. Still kind of, we put it on last night. Obviously, there's way better stuff you could use. But it does give you a little shine. The clear coat's peeling off. It's the 80s, 90s GM clear coat, just never like to stay on. Just doing it up here too. And then of course the spoiler. But that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna get started on this thing. We're gonna pop the hood. We gotta make up a huge list of stuff to do. We did get the motor in. Actually said goodbye to Joe Dirt too. He's down the road to hopefully be used somewhere else, or I don't know. We'll see how it goes, or we don't. But yeah, we'll get the hood open on this. We're gonna go ahead and make a big old list of things to do. But what a nice Sunday morning. It's nice and quiet. It's me and the dogs are outside. Girls went shopping. Well, it's got these things on. It's pretty cool, but they just don't go all the way up, which is okay. We can always add those later on. Gotta get the springs out of the hinge itself too, because it still flexes it. But these flush mount ones are pretty cool. Never had these before. I had to get some WD-40 on them anyway, so. Oh, girls are home. Yeah. So it is just bolted. I mean, it's all bolted in there. Motor mounts are bolted in. Cross members bolted in. It's pretty much set in there. I just gotta get some fuel to it, wire it. The wiring's actually over on this side, so we're gonna get it up and over to the other side so I can hook up an alternator. Gotta wire up the starter. I want to do the starter while the header's out of the way. Redo these training lines, get the training cooler hooked up, figure out the fans. Bunch of little stuff still. The throttle cable on this one's a little different, so I'll have to change that out to something else or figure that out. But so yeah, I've been plucking through the wiring somewhat, just kind of guessing with this stuff, because starter, right? Big one, little one. Yeah, that appears to be what would have been an alternator, and it looks like they just jumped it over to the stud. Possibly alternator. This one they tapped into, which ran up to the wiring, which would have been for the trans brake. That can go. So I don't know if that's supposed to be on a ground or a power. I'm not sure. Malibu, stop. She's yelling at the neighbors. Malibu, come on. And then I'm pretty sure, without climbing under the dash, pretty sure this one's gonna, I thought was maybe 12 volt ignition, but it's probably gonna be for the tach, most likely. It's been spliced into a couple times. Then we got this red wire, grounded, but that's plastic. I must have wired this. Now I'm not picking on anybody, because that could be just there to hold the wiring. You know what I mean? I've done worse. Yeah, we're gonna have to delete this. I gotta get a battery hooked up. We're gonna turn some power on. I gotta convert this over to mechanical so we can hook our line up, clean the end, hook our line up. Still got a bunch of stuff to do, ground wires. But yeah, I'm just running through the electrical because I'm not gonna be running any of the. Oh yeah, we still gotta figure out these fans. And I'm not a professional electrician either, whether it's cars or house. So we're gonna get it working. I'm gonna, do the right thing and hook them up separately without a relay, because that's what you're supposed to do. No, I got a relay kit somewhere, but that's down the road. Obviously wire this up. No wiring over here for it. It's on that side, so we're gonna have to lay it up and over. I'm gonna have to take all of this out. So that I'm not 100% sure on yet. I might still run that setup. There's a fuel cell in the trunk. There's no cap on it, so I gotta either get a cap or change out the fuel cell itself. But this motor's got that, which is plenty for the setup I have. Obviously, this is not gonna bring the wheels off the ground. This is just to get it, moving around, so it's no longer a dead horse. But electrical, exhaust, cooling, we're not running any of that. We're just going to do an HEI. And then we'll go back here to, I gotta grab my key. There it is. Get the on off. Now the battery in here. Is it in there? Nope. In there. So anyways, the battery's back here. The fuel cell. This was kind of covering it. Just a little, I don't know, 10 gallon. Oh, let me lay it underneath. There were power wire and stuff running up the driver's side. I kind of need it run up the passenger side. But there's the fuel pump setup that I could run. They got it, the fuel line ran up to the front, and they got it through a regulator. I'll have to find the wiring. There's a bunch of toggle switches on the dash I gotta figure out. Really gotta delete on these airbags that are in them springs too. They're really non-existent, but yeah. I want to pop that off too one of these days, see what kind of gear ratio it is. If it's even a posi. I don't know. Somebody could have swapped the stock rear end back in it. Now I'm just hooking up a ground from the motor to the frame. I'm just going to tighten this up real quick. And then we're going to, yeah, we didn't need that anyway. We're going to drop that, pick that up later, tighten up the ground. And then we're going to toss the battery in the trunk, turn the key on, and see if this goes up to the starter. Obviously make sure that's got power, see what else has power. I just want to make sure that the motor's grounded to the frame and then the body's grounded to the frame. It's all one happy ground. Busted out our nice little ohm meter. I really have no idea how to use it, but it's got that on there. So let's go ahead and see if I can do this one-handed. I'll test this battery that's been in here. Oh, look at that. She's got some volts. It's actually surprising. Alright. We'll bring this over. Got the main power on. Like I said, I don't have the starter or nothing hooked up yet, but I guess we'll go up here and chase some wires. So I found this one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the main going up. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Should be. Need some alligator clips for these. Alright, let me set you down for a second. I don't know how good you can see, but find my leads. Go ahead and test this. And sure enough, she's showing 11.9. Alright, so that's gonna be the main. And like I said, we got a couple other ones in here. Pretty sure it's gonna be, guessing since this was hooked to the trans brake, and looks like it's going up in power on something in there. It's probably a power, but it's black, so it's throwing me off a little bit, but that's got to be alternator, right? So alternator, it's got to be alternator, because the other ones we found were starter. Those got to be starter. I'm not touching them to metal, we're gonna find out. Let me go ahead and test a couple things and we'll be back. It's kind of hard doing one-handed. Okay, we tested a couple. With the key on, this one has power all the time, even with the key off. This one is a switched ignition, but it's tied into this, which is clearly the alternator. And this one is going to jump over back to the stud, maybe. Now, you let me know down, know down in the comments. But yeah, these, this is switched. This one is on all the time, and then switched ignition runs down to, I think it goes up to the switch in there for the trans brake. But figure some of that out. Now I gotta route it, hook it up. Still gotta figure all that out. Here, let's go ahead. It's still on. This is pretty nice too. My last one didn't have that option. That's nice. Alright, well, I don't smell anything burning. That's good. Obviously this isn't gonna crank because I don't have it hooked up. So we got this nice little cluster over here. Let me just go ahead and climb up in here. Oh yeah. So there's the trans brake. That's not hooked up. We got line lock. I'm gonna have to figure out and hook back up because I want that. We got ignition, fuel, fan, lights, accessories. We got a light. Lights. Not sure what that's for. Let's see if the lights are on. I don't smell anything burning yet, so that's good. No. Nothing smoking. No headlights. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Not sure, but it does light up. And it goes back out. Fan. Does light up. Fans aren't hooked up. So I still gotta you know, obviously test light all these or pull it out and kind of chase the wires. Fuel. I'm guessing that's for the fuel pump. Does that still work? Oh, that definitely works. I think I just sprayed fuel all over too. Shit. Oh yeah. That's some nasty smelling stuff. Of course, I had it just sitting up here. Now we got. That's okay. Well, that's cool. The fuel pump works. Awesome. I might still end up using that and blocking this off. It's got a regulator and a gauge. It's already routed. Obviously, it's working. That's cool. All right, we're getting there. I don't know if I tested this. Did I get the key on? Alright, so we know fuel pump works. That's cool. Ignition? Nothing. Fuse looks good, so. So, you know, if you've been following along, you know. Let's zoom in. There we go. It's an 82 Cutlass. This is the drivetrain out of the 86 Camaro we just got rid of yesterday. We called that Joe Dirt. I'm actually going to call this one Blueberry. I know. It's going to be lame to some people, but short and sweet. Blueberry. Yeah, it'll grow on you. If not, that's okay. But, yeah, we're going to keep looking away at this wiring. Alright, so let's turn the key back on. But yeah, I don't know anything other than what you guys are seeing with me. I tested this one because I thought maybe that would be keyed ignition. It's not. That one's definitely full-time power, which is weird because it's black, but I don't know. I always thought black was ground, red was power, but what do I know? I'm just a backyard, well, front yard YouTube mechanic. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm plucking away at it. I'm having to throw a different battery in it, clean up the terminals. Oh, and as you can see, we kind of got rid of a lot of the wiring. Getting a lot closer. Hoses are hooked up. The radiator. There's no water in it yet. I did find out how to turn that on. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use the MSD setup. I don't have the distributor for it, so I'm just going to run the HEI. But I did get the starter wires. Actually, I routed them down and under and tied to the cross member frame there, and then up in there. So the headers are actually going to clear. I'm going to do something else with the transmission lines at some point, but take this stuff off, delete this. I got to find a 12-volt ignition still. I got to do the fuel. I really want to run the fuel pump. I did, you know, figure out how to turn it on. It does work. Yeah. But we have made it a step closer. I'm going to show you here in a second. I'm pretty excited. A couple hours just chasing wires and testing wires and finding wires, and they actually wound up being a wire. No, don't jump all over me yet. It's just kind of, you know, tied off for now. But this wire, this one here actually was up in the main harness, sticking out, and it was cut. This other one is actually coming from back there and had power. Now there was two of them actually. This one and this one here that I got taped off. But which is weird, when I hooked up this one, it would actually, when I had my starter wires over here still, it would flash at the starter wire. No turn signal on, nothing like that, which is weird. But the other one doesn't do that. It actually gave me power to the original starter wires. Finally got power and trigger signal from the key itself. I think they had it set up some other way, but this part's pretty exciting. We got crankage. Got most of these working. Fuel pump works. I still gotta figure out all the gauges and stuff. Pretty sure I got the tach figured out, but did get the seat to move forward too. So now we can move on to headers and exhaust and setting the timing, and yeah, should be pretty close to running. Still gotta get a U-joint for the drive shaft, but it's turning over, y'all. I'm excited. You know, we started this like 4 or 5 days ago. Pulled it all out of Joe Dirt, stuck her down in here. We're getting there. I'm gonna grab some headers. I think I'm gonna actually try to do the long tube headers that were in the Camaro. They did work in Joey's, so they should fit in here too. So we'll grab those and try them. All right. So headers are in. Wound up using the ones that came with the car. Long tubes that I had, just they're not gonna work. Not without hammering them up. I don't feel like doing that right now. It's Sunday, you know. I don't know, it's 7:45. So the headers are in. It's half wired up. Like I said, don't worry about this. Maybe the fuel, but if not, I still got the mechanical one. But yeah, we tried the long tubes. They just weren't gonna work. Hey girl. Hi girl. Yeah, we hear you. So I just gotta make some exhaust. Good thing it's got that G-force in there, so we got lots of room to run some pipes. Some straight pipes, mufflers. Yeah, still gotta get the yoke. But getting closer. Here we are underneath the cutlass. I don't know about y'all, but I'm real curious to find out what gear ratio and what's behind the cover here before we go running it. You know, it could not even be a posi in here. I don't know. This is where the smell-o-vision would be nice, so y'all can enjoy it with us. Drop all the bolts are in the pan. Yep. Well, the fluid's clean. That's plus, and the thing's falling right off. That's a first. Usually they're pretty stuck on there. Almost feel bad just wasting this gear oil. Yep, still stinks. Wife's in the back supervising, laughing at me.
Still stinks.
What do you guys think it is? Think it's got a posi unit? I mean, yeah, it's got slicks. It was, you know, set up for drag racing, so that doesn't mean somebody didn't swap out the rear ends. You know, it does have adjustable coilovers. Did have at one time airbags in there, the airlines, but it also has up here. There's a bar that runs across that connection. It looks like it might have at one time had shocks that may have went down, but oh, the dump. Oh, did y'all see that? Looks like a posi to me. Can I get a rag bed? Looks really healthy kind of from here. Bring you in there in a second. Honestly, it smells not really horrible. Alright, that stinks. You know, it sucks. The wheels are on the ground, so I can't turn it, but I can see some numbers. Pop you out of here. I don't know if you guys can help me in the comments with K123. 2305. Guess I should have jacked it up and got the wheels off the ground so I could spin it. It's 2305. I'm gonna have to look into some of these numbers and we'll be back. It's got some 394 on it. But also says 4110. I think that makes it like 373s, don't it? Oh, y'all let me know down in the comments. There we have it. A little too dark out, too late to make any more noise, but we got a lot accomplished today. We're gonna keep plucking away at it tomorrow. We'll pick back up, and you know, I'll show you a little bit. Headers are in. Hoses are hooked up. Yeah, all the little stuff left. Obviously, I gotta build a whole exhaust, but it's gonna be it for the night. It's just too late, too dark. As you can see, we're doing it right in the driveway. WD coat still holding up. All right. Yeah, we will see y'all tomorrow.